This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids. What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Magus, and I touched on this when I was recording my video about the Division's delay, and I thought this would make for a good subject, a good question of discussion for you guys. So, as most of you have probably heard by now, the Division has been pushed back to early 2016. I didn't read the official press. I just, saw the article news and was like, okay, cool. I don't need to read any more. I was highly anticipating playing that this fall, but it's a few months. I'm good. Not totally disturbed. I just kind of wanted that to be like my new co-op game to play with friends, but I only have to wait just a little bit more. Now, while I was doing a video, a thought hit my head, and I know there's been a lot of people who've been saying that they're really looking forward to the Division, and that's cool. I'm really looking forward to the Division. Again, it seems like it's going to be that game to scratch that co-op itch that I got, where I could team up with my peeps. We can get together and we can go on adventures and have a blast in. And when I said that, I just thought about how a lot of people really anticipated Destiny. And when you look at Destiny is pretty much that. It is a game that you get together with your friends and you go on adventures with. Now, through weird marketing, I don't think Bungie totally conveyed that idea. So when Destiny hit, you got a lot of people who were extremely disappointed. And I've said this back then, and I continue to have said that. People who found themselves disenfranchised with Destiny really quick, I believe that happened simply because they envisioned something that it turned out not to be. They thought that this game was going to be a certain way, and it was totally different than what they expected. Especially with Bungie's pedigree on first-person shooters, I'm sure a lot of people were expecting something more towards what the base of Halo is than what we got with Destiny, which is a cooperative MMO style shooter, as opposed to just the traditional FPS mechanics and gameplay tropes. You know what I mean? So I'm worried that we're going to get the same reaction with the Division, because a lot of people are looking at the shooting capabilities of it, the possibilities of having a great third-person action shooter, when I feel like it's going to lean more in the realms of Destiny with the MMO elements. The fact that you can play this. Now, I do believe that they do have missions that you can take offline or by yourself. But at the same time, I believe their whole way of thinking, what they would like to envision, is people grouping up, getting online, and going through the city of New York, taking care of, different objectives, running into certain bosses, so to speak, acquiring positions, things like that. I feel like they're leaning more towards that whole MMO scope, just with the broader base than what Destiny. I think one of the things, like I could say for me, knowing what Destiny is, I could say that one of the issues that people should have is that it just wasn't a lot of the game to play. There was too much repetitive nature to it. You know what I mean? And it could wear thin really quick. Even with the Dark Below expansion, it got really old really quick. So if you weren't that person on the fence of this isn't what I thought it was going to be, and you became sort of invested in it, you probably did fall off because there's just not a lot of depth to Destiny. There wasn't a lot of depth. There now is going to be with House of Wolves, but it took a while for that game to flesh out. That was Bungie's first try. I always said that. Their first try at something like this, so I'm not surprised. This is Ubisoft's first try at something like this, so I'm curious to see how much depth that the Division really is going to have. I mean, I think it is going to have more depth than Destiny, but it may not in the beginning, and that's going to be an interesting thing to see happen. And again, like I said, this isn't just a straight up shooter. I don't think that people are understanding that, and I just have fear that this game's gonna drop and people are just gonna like abandon it, just like they tried to abandon Destiny. Destiny survived because it had enough people who understood what it was and who bought in. Maybe that'll happen with the Division, but I could see the general consensus possibly jumping off board with the Division because they're expecting something that this game just may not be. So I'm curious to see what you guys think. First of all, question 1, what are your impressions of the Division? Question 2, what type of game do you think the Division is going to be? And question 3, if it does not fit your description and it turns out to be exactly what I think, which is another MMO-like hybrid game as Destiny was, what is your reaction then? How do you feel about the Division then if it turns out to be that way? Alright, you guys, hit me up, let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Black Megas, and I'm out. Deuces.